Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantal Bueno. Thank you so much for being here today for this video. I really appreciate it. Stopped by Starbucks and got myself a little drink. I remember back then there were certain things that I had views on. I just was in that mindset where I thought I was right. Very hard-headed. Don't be wrong, I still tend to be hard-headed. But now I'm able to kind of peel back, realize like a day later or that same day, I'm able to think about the way I'm thinking and question myself. In order to grow and expand your mind, you have to be able to know that you're not always going to be right. Take accountability when you know you're wrong. Instead of like talking or thinking I know about something and immediately speaking on that subject, I try to do my research as much on it as I can before I try to say anything about it, because there has been times where I would think I know about something and immediately speak on it when I don't actually. When we do that, we tend to point at everybody else and not see where we are going wrong in a situation. I realized that 99% of the time I was wrong. On a subject, I was speaking more out of emotions than looking at it in a logical way. When you always an argument off of emotions rather than logic, a lot of the times you're going to be wrong. Always think you're right when you aren't able to listen to others. Even if think they're wrong, then you're never going to be able to expand your mind and your way of thinking. Critically think, and to become a free thinker is to be able to listen to others. Something I used to do is say I was listening to a person when I was actually just thinking about the next thing I was going to say. When you're just constantly thinking about the next thing you're going to say during a conversation, it doesn't really mean you're listening. It means you're just basically having a conversation with yourself. Able to listen to other people and always give out an answer, going to be able to really fully expand your ways of thinking. If you're not able to change the way you think, you'll never be able to grow as a person. In the past that I've said I don't like, or oh, I wouldn't do, but it's just because I immediately had this bias towards it. I was very quick to close myself off to certain things, and that would just block me from opportunities or meeting other people. Learned that this time I'm not going to be right, and quiet down my ego and my pride. And my dad actually introduced that way of thinking to me. I remember a while back, he actually introduced a lot of books to me, and during that time, I wasn't into that. I thought reading those books weren't going to help me. I thought they were boring. I think it's getting better, but there's certain people that make jokes out of self-improvement and toxic improvement, things that happen in our culture. But I feel like overall, if you really think about it deeply, if you really think about just self-improvement, it's really just about you, and it's just about you becoming a better version of yourself. It wasn't until I went through this weird period in my life where I felt like old version of me was dying that I realized that my dad was actually trying to help me out, trying to make me read these books just because he wanted me to read these books, because he wanted me to become more open-minded. And I'm so glad I eventually decided to read those books. I decided to watch videos. I decided to open my mind up more, start learning from other people, and not be so hard-headed and think that, you know, the world revolves around me, because the world doesn't revolve around just one person. We're on this earth to learn from other people. You know, we are all connected. There are a period in my life that I eventually learned that these things are what's going to help me out. These things, reading these books and being open to learn and open to listening to other people is what's going to help me in life. Not being around people that think exactly the way I do, or never challenge my way of thinking, or because we think the same way. I never want to think I know everything. I never want to get to a point where I'm like, oh, this is it, I know everything, because I don't think that's what life is about. I feel like we have to constantly be peeling back layers to learn more about ourselves. When we learn more about ourselves, we're better able to understand others. So when someone acts in a certain way, taking it personally, you're more understanding and you see the person in a compassionate way. That's what I've learned. I've learned to myself and other people act in a more compassionate way, a more helpful way, instead of immediately judging other people. Like Lauryn Hill said one day, you have to be constantly trying to improve yourself to improve the world around you. And now that, you know, all these quotes that we hear growing up, you know, we might think it's like such a cliche or it's cringy, but a lot of these quotes are true, especially when you're on this journey of self-improvement. You have to understand a lot of things because you are now the one having those experiences. There needs to be balance, because if you think too much of this, then you're not going to be able to see the other side at your beliefs, because if you think too much of this, then you're not going to be able to see the other side. Look in this way of thinking and you're going to totally miss the point of whatever thinking is on this side. Just like within ourselves, a person just isn't all the way good. Everybody has their dark side. And if you don't learn how to deal with your dark side, you constantly neglect that side, eventually it's going to take over and you're going to be like, why am I acting this way? Well, it's because you've been neglecting this side your whole life, trying to push it back, when in reality that dark side needs to become whole with your light side. On right now, I'm trying to see where I go wrong or in places I lack or my weaknesses, so I can live a better life and just become a better person, because I don't want to act from a place of ignorance. Educating myself, seeing life from different perspectives and seeing this from a state of awareness and compassion is where I'll find a lot of the answers. When you're not always trying to control and be like, well, this is this and this is it and that's it, it's when the whole world opens up to you. I hope this video helped you in some way. I hope this video made sense. I just was thinking about this today. I was just reflecting on how I used to think. Views have changed on a lot of things. I hope you guys are bold enough to, you know, challenge the way you are thinking in this moment. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.